Alright, I'm packing up my Blackmagic PYXIS. I bought this camera to be a B cam or an A cam to my FX6, which I usually leave rigged up on a gimbal. And because it's so burdensome to be coming on and off of a gimbal when you're shooting single cam, I've learned lately that I really enjoy having a second camera that's just rigged up with handles or whatever to be ready to go handheld or locked off on a tripod or dolly or whatever. So I spent about a week thinking about what camera I want that B cam to be. I thought the obvious choice at first would be an FX9, but to be honest, I've just been shooting on this Sony for so long that I just kind of want something. I want footage. I guess I just want like a different color science or something to be looking at when I'm grading in Resolve. I just kind of wanted something kind of new and fresh to be messing around with, but something I could still match fairly easily. And I did really love, I would say my favorite thing from shooting with this over the past few days has been color grading it in Resolve. It's just been like the easiest footage that I've ever graded. It just works so well in the software and stuff. The main thing I didn't realize when I bought it and all the research I did is that when you're shooting it at maximum quality, open gate, raw, lowest compression, whatever, you can't shoot 60 frames per second. I think 36 is the highest they let you go up to. It might even be 30. So that was disappointing when I first got it out and I was testing it and stuff. But I was like, all right, well, it's not going to be my main camera, so maybe it's not that big of a deal if I'm just shooting in 24 frames per second all the time. Still disappointing or whatever, but you know, I know it's a budget option, so it makes sense that it wouldn't have everything. But I brought it with me to my first gig, which was a fairly low stakes, low budget short film out here in Pennsylvania. And we get all set up, we do all the blocking, we do the rehearsals, then we go to shoot the first shot, and the director taps me on the shoulder and he says, oh, can we shoot this in 120 frames per second? Which obviously in that situation, I'm not gonna say no to the director. It just kind of hit me in that moment, like how important slow motion is in my work and stuff. And I didn't say to the director, like, no, we can't do that. This isn't like a good slow motion camera. I just went to the menus. I dropped down. I think in 4K you can shoot 120. So that's what I did. But then I'm cropped in on the sensor, which I hate doing. It's like the main reason. As I continue to look for like what my second camera is going to be here, you know, full frame is one of my like non-negotiable must-haves, just because I love using the full frame lenses and stuff. And the other major disappointment I had with it, which is probably pretty obvious if you've watched any reviews of this camera, is the rolling shutter. Global shutter is not one of my must-haves. I actually pretty strongly believe that most cameras' progressive scan shutter is so fast nowadays that I personally can't really notice any jello-y effects or anything, even when I'm doing fast handheld stuff on most cameras. But this, like, as soon as I took it out of the box and put a lens on it for the first time and just got turned the camera on and was just like holding it up in my dining room, I immediately noticed, like, I almost felt like I was using a broken camera or something, just because the image was so jello-y, and I don't know, something just felt like real cheap about that. And then the third reason that I ultimately don't think it's a good camera for me to stick with is just the build quality of it. It's not bad or anything, but there's something about it where it kind of feels not rugged. Like it feels like a toy or something. It's got all this super exposed ventilation, which I do a lot of work like in the Rocky Mountains and stuff like that. And you know, you can be on a mountaintop and it starts raining, or it could be shooting on a river or something. It feels really exposed, not even just rain and water and stuff, but like I just feel like dust and dirt can get in here, and it just looks really exposed to me. And then kind of tangentially related to that is I've noticed in watching a lot of reviews that a lot of people are complaining about having already blown out their SDI ports, which is obviously pretty critical, and it's just another reason why I don't want to get on like a big high pressure set and then all of a sudden, like, I can't get an image out of the camera to the monitor or Video Village. So I think for me personally, I just need something like a little bit more rugged and reliable that I just know is always going to work. And even just traveling, like tossing a camera in with my checked luggage and stuff, I just want something that I have the confidence that if TSA's like chucking my Pelican case around, this thing's not going to not gonna suffer some type of damage that it's gonna like not turn on or be malfunctioning when I get to wherever I'm going. So I'm gonna pack it up and send it back to B&H. I haven't decided yet which camera I am gonna go with instead. But I do have one in mind.